This is Philip Palker from Precision Delivery Solutions. I'm the president and owner of the corporation. We are a truckload carrier regionally based in the Northeast, currently looking for qualified CDL drivers with top pay and benefits for this area. We urge you to give us a call at 1-800-639-3095, extension 1020. That is 1-800-639-3095, extension 1020. We look forward to hearing from you folks. We are the future of transportation.
It's the Commonsense New Hampshire crew right here. This is Bernie,
Craig Driggers,
Matt Mike,
and the boss lady.
Don't forget you can check out our live podcast every Sunday on Spreaker.com. Search the words Commonsense New Hampshire.
Or if you want to be part of the show, you can give us a call at 603-217-5400. We always want to hear your thoughts, even when we don't want to hear your thoughts.
Ladies' room suggestions are always welcome.
And don't forget, we always have that awesome segment, Trigger the Driggers.
And at the end of the show, check this out. We turn a negative into a positive. Any ideas? Give us a call.
And don't forget, we have our social media accounts as well, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and everything else too. So, and don't forget that phone number once again, 603-217-5400.
Shut up and sit down.
Commonsense New Hampshire. Live, raw, and unedited. Call 603-217-5400. We want to hear from you. I'm the voice of Commonsense New Hampshire, the boss lady, Erin D. And now your hosts, Bernie D., Craig Driggers, and Mad Mike.
And welcome to another Commonsense New Hampshire show. My name is Bernie.
I am Craig Driggers.
Mike is not here. Erin is actually finishing up a private party that we're doing, and she will be joining us the later half of the show.
Super cool.
Was that perfect?
That extra shut up that didn't belong there. Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. That was pretty cool.
I'm sorry. It was just one of those things. I'm like, oops, sorry.
Yeah, I'm like somebody's a little too preemptive here. Somebody's saying, well, you know, I mean, we didn't have the show last week, so Bernie was so excited to fire off the opening that he couldn't help himself.
It was perfect when Mike was talking. It was just shut up.
Yeah,
right. All right, anyway.
Yeah. Poor Mike. Here we are once again, 50% of a show, but it's cool that Erin will be able to sit with us for hopefully the last half. But yeah, so how's things, dude? Haven't seen you in a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, things are crazy. As a matter of fact, our vacation is like less than like 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember planning this and 6 months ago, and it just August is like almost over.
I cannot believe
I felt like
I
feel like August was just started,
right.
And here we are. What, next week is the last week?
Yeah. No, is that right? Yeah, I guess so. Chris Stapleton is the 24th. And that's a Saturday, so I guess we are pretty much almost
at the end and stuff like that. So yeah, we're from a perfect entertainment standpoint, we're busting out of the seams and stuff, and we looked at the numbers and we looked at the number of jobs and people that we've hired and have hired and things that are going on. We just figured out that the office space is just too small.
Yeah, you've outgrown it.
I know a lot of people are going, I can't believe. I know a lot of people are saying, why does a DJ company need office space? Believe it or not, we actually have clients. We actually have projects that we do.
They're a real busin's, everybody.
Yeah, I know, exactly. and it's really nice that, we're in downtown Nashville to make things happen. And,
sure.
But we're looking at a couple of things right now. We actually looked at some office space right off of the Broad Street Parkway. The Broad Street Parkway obviously was developed for businesses in here in Nashua, and I'm kind of excited to be part of that.
Awesome.
And then we're looking at that. We're looking at maybe some additional office space in the current office that we have now, and then there's some other office buildings that we're looking at. But We are going to be making a decision in the next 30 to 60 days.
Wow, cool.
So it's again, we're trying to figure that out.
Yep.
People have been asking for a recording studio. People have been asking for a place where they can actually record karaoke recordings and all this good stuff. So
Nice.
it's in development. Everything.
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
God, what's going on with me? Let's see. I've been busy as hell, dude. I've been working 6 days a week, and it's good. I'm just basically like nose to the grindstone, head down, and work. I worked yesterday. I did 8 hours in Mass for some insane overtime. The company that I work for, all overtime is double time, which is crazy. I've never had that before. So I'd be crazy not to take advantage of every bit of overtime that's available.
Sure.
You know? I bought a new car, which is pretty cool. As a result of my old car, I drove that bitch straight into the ground.
It lasted you, though.
It did, yeah. I mean, it was an 09. I would have hoped to maybe get another couple of years out of it, but nevertheless, yeah, I got a new car. Super psyched about that. It screams, and it's
like
gorgeous.
it's like a gay blue color.
Yeah. Well, it's technically, I believe it's called Anvil Gray.
Anvil Gray.
Yeah, I mean, which sounds pretty manly to me, I think. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's got the panoramic moonroof. The technology that's in it is
Nice.
like I've never had a car that is just so packed full of technology.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. But it's a product of the hard work, and it's like I said, I've been busting my ass every single day. I've actually started going back to the gym. Last week, which is really cool. That's been helping
Relieve some stress.
Yeah, exactly, man, and that's been cool. I don't get to spend quite as much time there as I like, but I try to get there at least every day for about an hour.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Radio's been super busy.
We heard you on the weekend. We heard you on the radio all weekend.
Yeah, super busy at the radio station, which is also good. And now that I've got this new car, and obviously I had to get all my insurance information updated as well in order to purchase the thing, I'm honestly, seriously leaning towards possibly doing like Uber, driving for Uber. Right now, I'm in a place where if I'm not doing something with my time to make money, I feel like I'm wasting it. And I cannot suffer the notion that I'm wasting time anymore. I just can't, you know what I mean? I've spent a good amount of time wasting time, and right now I'm just in a place where, like I said, I mean, it's that simple. It boils down to being legitimately that simple, that if I'm not doing something, if I'm not using my time to make money, then I feel like I'm wasting my time. Now, obviously, with the podcast and stuff, this is something that I enjoy doing, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And don't get me wrong, I enjoy wasting time too, but, like Wednesdays and Fridays, I still do foosball. My buddy Steve and small group of guys get together, but it's at Chunky's. You know what I mean? Cinema in Manchester, super low key. It's not the bar scene, which I couldn't be less interested in right now. It's just that equals trouble. I think I got out one day last week. I think it was Saturday. Was it Saturday? It might have been. Or Friday. I think it was Friday. That was pretty cool. Ran into a bunch of friends that I haven't seen in a while, so I mean that was a good time. And then wrapped it up somewhat early because I'm on this schedule now where I have to get up at like 5 in the morning, a little bit before 5, Monday through Friday. And yesterday, when I did the 8 hours of overtime in Framingham, I think I had to be there at like 7 a.m., which wasn't bad. That meant I actually got about 45 minutes extra sleep than I was accustomed to, but still, I mean, it was working on a Saturday. And then what else? I did something yesterday. What the hell? I didn't. Oh, I went to my friend Jesse. My friend Jesse had a birthday party / house party last night, which was a good time. I'm sitting here talking about how I never go out, but then it seems like I'm talking an awful lot about how much I've been going out. So yeah, that was a really good time. Met a lot of really cool people. It's one of those deals where, and I love being in this environment. Not a lot of people do. I thrive going someplace and only knowing where there's going to be a bunch of people, and only knowing maybe one or two people there, and leaving having made friends with like 3/4 of the people that are there. You know what I mean? It's me. You know what I mean? And you're the same way, Bernie. You're very outgoing. You're very magnanimous. So last night that's exactly what it was. I showed up. I only knew Jesse, but by the time I left, I'd made a bunch of great connections, met a bunch of cool people, hooked up on Facebook with a bunch of people too, and it was a really, really good time. But like I said, man, I didn't mind like doing this house party thing Saturday night. Excuse me, because I knew that I had already worked overtime that day. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I'm just like, oh, well, I could work, but I just don't want to, and then I'm going to go to a party. You know what I mean? That's not how I am. Like right now, I'm like, you know what? You worked 8 hours of overtime today. You can have a little fun. You know?
Sure.
And the car is the same way. Like the car is the product of the fact that I'm making good money alone, and then when you couple the overtime, when you start adding the overtime in there, I mean, in fairness, the overtime that I made just yesterday was, I think, almost equal to or more than what my car payment monthly would be.
Nice.
So, I mean, so again, would I'd be crazy not to work it
right
every Saturday. Excuse me. According to my bosses, that work is there. So, that's what I'm all about, man. Like I said, the radio station, things have been really good there, and by the time there are moments where I put my head down, I pick it up, and I've just so much time has gone by, and and because I've been working so much and so hard, there's obviously a pretty serious financial benefit to that.
Yeah, no, of course.
So
I have a bunch of questions if you don't mind, because like I said, this is kind of like this is going to turn into an interview.
Hit me.
So. The car that you picked up, was it something that you wanted you wanted this particular car,
No.
or was it something that you just it worked out well
Yeah.
because of finances, or is it because you love this car? What was the decision on that?
I knew that my car, the car that I was driving, the Sonata, I knew that car was beat. I mean, the engine had started making this terrible noise, and it was just like, and the thing of it is, I'm driving to and from right now. Most of the work that we're doing is in Claremont, New Hampshire, and that's an hour and 15 minutes away. Okay, So it was undeniable that I need a reliable vehicle, and so I kind of, I was forced into having to say, okay, it's time to get rid of this piece of shit and get into something else. And my intention when I went to look was to just get something, affordable, something that was, right there, that was affordable and reliable. And somehow that turned into something that was sporty and full of technology. I don't know exactly how that worked out, but my payment is more than I would have wanted originally, but it's definitely affordable.
Good.
It's well within my budget. I test drove, I think, 3 or 4 different vehicles. I test drove 4 vehicles, including the one that I ended up buying. And this was kind of funny. I actually posted this on Facebook. Every one of the vehicles that I test drove on the first group of settings, of presets on the radio, had Frank 1063 on there. I thought that was really cool. That was, I got into one, and I'm like, oh, cool. There's 1063, and I get in the next one, and I'm like, oh my God, seriously, the 1063 is on, and then it just kept happening. So that was pretty awesome. Obviously, they're a great station. It probably helps a little bit that I'm on it. So.
The music's gotten better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, with the classic hits format switch. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Almost everybody I talk to agrees that they like it. They like it better. I like when people ask me, "What do you guys play?" I like being able to legitimately say we play everything from ABBA to ZZ Top. Not only because it's a fun way to phrase it, but it's also true.
Right.
So, yeah, that car, when I got to it, there were some features that I really wanted in my next vehicle. One of them was the moonroof, or a sunroof. I had that in my old car. I used it all the time when the weather's nice. I loved having a sunroof. So that was number one. Number two, I wanted something that with, with a lot of cool display stuff going on, something that when I'm in it, I'm happy to be in it,
right,
that I enjoy being in,
of course.
And so I was telling the sales guy most of the stuff, and this is after, after we had test drove a vehicle or two, and he's like, well, there is this, this Chrysler 200S that, he's like, it's pretty much top of the line for its year, and he's like, and it's equivalent to like an Audi like A5 or whatever. He's like, if you want to check it out, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And as soon as we rolled up along the side of this thing, I was like, holy crap, look at this car! Like, it just looked so nice, and then all the additional extra features that were already a part of it. I was like, man, this is the one. Let's write up the paperwork.
Yeah, nice.
For a little 4-door sedan, essentially is what it is, but it's got a V6 turbo charged, it's all-wheel drive, all these extra things. It was just like unbelievable, man. So yeah, that's the one I went with, and
sounds like an all-weather vehicle too.
Oh, yeah, it will be exactly right with the all-wheel drive. I mean, it's huge, and then with the 6-cylinder turbo, like when I get on that thing, man, you get pinned to the back of the seat. You know what I mean? When that turbo kicks in, which is really fast, it's super responsive. As soon as you step on the gas hard, like I said, you're